Good evening. I call the regular Planning Commission meeting of April 3 to order. I request Commissioner Pulido with pledge of allegiance.
Good evening. Place your right hand over your heart and ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the Planning Commission. Roll call. Commissioner Member Byrd. Absent. Commissioner Member Gandhi. Noted absent. Commissioner Pulido.
present.
Vice Chair Gilheis.
Present.
And Chair Javeri.
Present.
Chair Javeri, Vice Chair Gilheis, and Commissioner Pulido noted present for the record, and Commissioner Byrd and Gandhi noted absent for the record. Thank you.
I'll also just note for the record that we have a quorum.
Moving on to the next item on the agenda, public comments and suggestions. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to say anything other than the item on the agenda? This is your time, and you have 5 minutes. Seeing none, I close the public comments. Next is review and consideration of Precise Plan 2024-1.
Chair, if I may, item 5, we'll go to item 5 first, which is the approval of the Wednesday, March 6, 2024 meeting minutes.
Oh, sorry. Approval of March 6, 2024 meeting minutes of the approval.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Thank you. I'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Pulido,
Yes.
Vice Chair Gilheis,
Yes.
Chair Javeri.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
All right, now we move on to the review and consideration of Precise Plan 2024-1.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. Item 6A this evening is review and consideration of Precise Plan 2024-1, which is a proposal by residential property owners to do an addition to the first floor, second floor, and the garage. For a presentation on item 6A, I will turn your attention to Associate Planner Matrey Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aguilar. Good evening, Chair and Cerritos Planning Commissioners. The property owners at 19205 K Avenue are proposing to construct a 317 square foot first floor addition, a 313 square foot second floor addition, and a 234 square foot garage addition to an existing single family home. For details of the project, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen for a presentation. This is an aerial photo of the subject property, which is generally located south of South Street and west of Carmenita Road. This is an enlarged aerial view of the property that shows the details of the property more closely. The subject property is bordered on the north, south, and west by single-family homes, and to the east of the subject property is K Avenue, across from which are also single-family homes. This is a view of the front of the existing two-story home looking west from K Avenue. These are photos of the rear and side yard of the subject property, which show an existing unpermitted patio and existing vegetation and trees that are overgrown and encroaching into adjacent residential properties. Project-specific condition of approval 42 has been added to require the unpermitted patio in the rear yard to be removed as a part of the proposed project. In addition, project-specific condition of approval 43 has been added to require that any such overgrown vegetation and plant material be trimmed or removed in order to be wholly contained within the subject property. This is the proposed site plan. As mentioned, the applicants are proposing to construct a 317 square foot first floor addition, a 313 square foot second floor addition, and a 234 square foot garage addition to the existing single-family home. As proposed, the project will meet all setback and lot coverage requirements. This is the adjacent neighbor plan. As shown on the plan, the homes to the north and south of the subject property are two-story residences. However, there are no second-floor windows of the addition that will align with the second-floor windows of the homes to the north or south. In addition, the home to the west of the subject property is a single-story residence, and the existing walls along the property line screen the windows on the first floor. Therefore, any possibility of privacy issues arising from window placement have been mitigated through the project's design. This is the proposed first floor plan. First floor of the home will be remodeled to have an open concept and will include a living room, a family room, a dining room, a kitchen, a mudroom, and a powder room. This is the second floor of the proposal, and it'll include a master bedroom with a master bathroom, 2 walk-in closets, 2 additional bedrooms, a bathroom, a laundry room, and an office. This is the front elevation of the residence. The residence will be finished with a white-colored smooth stucco and black-colored trim. White-colored hardyboard wood siding will be featured on portions of the front and side elevation. In addition, decorative stone veneer will be added at the base of the home, which will wrap around the sides elevations along the areas that are publicly visible. This is the rear elevation. The roof of the residence will be covered with a charcoal-colored lightweight concrete tile. All windows and doors will be detailed with 4-inch wide trim. This is the north side elevation. As you can see on this slide, an architectural stucco band has been added to break up the massing of the home. This is the south side elevation, which features the same architectural features as indicated in previous slides. The architect has prepared a color palette and material board for the Planning Commission's review, which is provided to you at the dais. All colors and materials will be subject to the approval of the Department of Community Development to ensure that these elements complement the entire house and the surrounding homes. This concludes my PowerPoint presentation. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve Precise Plan 2024-1, subject to all the conditions of approval in the report. This project is categorically exempt from CEQA. To date, staff has received 1 phone call as a result of the public hearing notice. The caller inquired about the details of the proposed project and expressed concerns regarding the existing overgrown vegetation and the dust and construction debris as a result of the project's construction. The caller was assured that their concerns were acknowledged and addressed in the staff report by way of the previously mentioned project-specific conditions of approval. The developer is in the audience, and we are happy to answer any questions that the Planning Commission may have at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any comments from my fellow commissioners?
I had a question or two. Excuse me. In some of the pictures, it looks like let's see, that was Exhibit 5, and it's showing that looks like some of the windows have already been taken out, both the bottom and the second floor. So is there already construction or remodeling going on inside?
Yes, the property owners demoed portions of the project before the approval, and we're aware of it, and a stop work notice was presented, and they've stopped work.
Okay. The doors that are on the back I can't tell if they're sliding doors or if they're the folding doors that on the bottom level. It looks like there's 4 of them. What kind of doors are those? Yeah, on the bottom right side of the figure.
They're sliding, they're bifold doors, I'm sorry.
Okay. So 2 bifold.
Sliding.
Two sliding. Okay, not bifold. Okay. Okay, thank you. I think that's all my questions for now.
Thank you. Commissioner Pulido.
Thank you. Going back to Exhibit 5, the first photo, because it was mentioned that about the vegetation. Can you talk more about that and what needs to be removed as part of the conditions of the approval of the project?
Sure. Well, as seen in this slide, there is a large tree on the photo on the left, to the very left, which is looking north from the slide on the left, and from the photo on the right, it's looking west at the same tree, as well as the existing shrubs that are along the side of the property. Um, that vegetation was identified when staff does its normal inspection to have to be trimmed back or removed to be wholly on the subject property.
Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner.
So I'm interested about when we ask residents to go in and trim up the trees. They're going to grow back. And then there's certain regulations and laws around that growing back. So I'm just like, are we as the city just saying, look, as long as you cut them down when you first go in and they're not hanging over somebody else's property, we're all good. But then after that, the city doesn't get involved in that anymore. Is that true?
I can go ahead and address that question. Thank you, Vice Chair Gilheist. So as part of this project and consideration for approval, it is staff's diligence to ensure that at project approval and final of the project, that the property is fully in compliance with the Cerritos Municipal Code. Like any additional property, whether there's a new project or not, if there are ever code violations on the property, whether observed by LA County building inspectors, our code enforcement division, or staff, adjacent properties. The city does have recourse by way of the code enforcement division to issue notice of violations. And so, yes, as part of this project, that vegetation will be required to be trimmed or removed if at any point in the future it does grow back. Through the city's code enforcement division, a notice of violation could be issued to require that it again be wholly contained on the existing property.
Okay, so let me ask one more clarifying question. They cut it down.
Mhm.
It's going to grow again. What I think I heard is the city has an ordinance that says your trees have to stay in your own yard, basically.
The city requires all vegetation to be wholly contained within the subject property, correct?
And trees are, in fact, vegetation. They're a different type of vegetation because like a bougainvillea is a totally different type thing than this tree that we see in the picture.
Mhm.
So the city of Cerritos has a tree ordinance or a vegetation?
No, it's more so a property maintenance / property nuisance issue with the city. A lot of times we'll talk bougainvillea because it's beautiful and it grows very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And if I, a property owner, install bougainvillea on my side, it won't be long before it grows over onto the other side. Now, we find actually in more circumstances than not, the adjacent property owner
Doesn't
enjoys
mind.
that. Yeah, has no problem with that.
Yeah.
It really would be on a reactive, on a reactive manner. If an adjacent property owner calls the city to complain, whether that be to the planning department or code enforcement, it's on a reactive basis in terms of vegetation, shrubs, trees, etc., becoming a property maintenance nuisance on adjacent properties.
Okay, thank you.
Are there is there anybody in the audience that has anything to say on this subject? This is your time.
At this time, it'd be appropriate to open the public hearing.
The public comment section is now open. do we have anybody in the audience that would like to say anything on this subject? This is the time. You have 5 minutes. Please.
If I may, the public comments portion of the meeting is to provide comments on this. If you have a public comment relative to this project, now would be the time to do so. If you have just general maintenance questions, I'm happy to meet with you after the meeting. Sure. Thank you.
Seeing none, we close the public's comment section. We now have a review and consideration to waive full reading of and adopt a resolution of the Cerritos Planning Commission approving Precise Plan 2024-1. May we have a motion?
Motion to approve Precise Plan 2024-1.
I second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Polito and a second by Vice Chair Gilheis. At this time, the commission may place their votes. Motion carries by a vote of 3-0. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is review and comment on improvements.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Item 7A this evening is review and consideration of a proposal for exterior improvements at the Plaza 183rd Shopping Center. Excuse me. While this is an administrative approval, reviewed and processed by staff administratively, the item is being presented to the Planning Commission for just general comments on the project prior to staff issuing that administrative approval. For details of this exterior remodel project, I'll turn your attention to current planning manager, Sandy Cisneros. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen, and good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. Center Cal Properties, LLC, property owner of the Plaza 183 Shopping Center, is requesting approval to remodel the existing 4,800 square foot freestanding restaurant building located at 11203 183rd Street to accommodate a new restaurant tenant, Chubby Cattle. Based on the limited scope of the proposed improvements, the Cerritos Municipal Code provides for the project to be reviewed as a minor precise plan, which is approved administratively by the Department of Community Development. However, since this project is located in a prominent commercial area of the city, the proposed project is being referred to the Planning Commission for informational purposes prior to formal administrative approval. The following slides will describe the details of the proposed project. The subject property is generally located north of 183rd Street and west of Gridley Road in the Plaza 183 Shopping Center, which is zoned CR Regional Commercial. This is a closer aerial view of the proposed restaurant location. And this is a view of the south entrance of the existing and now vacant Peking Wok restaurant and the proposed location for the Chubby Cattle restaurant. The photo is looking northwest from the parking area. This is a view of the existing restaurant building looking northwest from the parking area. This is an enlarged site plan showing the restaurant location within the Plaza 183, and the site is highlighted in red. Doing a little research on the Chubby Cattle restaurant, I found that it offers Wagyu beef and seafood menu items and is one of many restaurants operated by parent company Chubby Cattle International. Their website states the following: Chubby Cattle restaurants feature the most premium cuts of meat sourced directly from our restaurant-owned ranch. Chubby Cattle cultivates a dining experience that promotes technological innovation, the freshest ingredients, and the art of being together. Opening our first restaurant in 2014, our mission is to familiarize people with traditional Asian cuisine from around the world. At Chubby Cattle, enjoy artisanal dishes with traditional ingredients in a modern setting. This is an enlarged site plan showing the restaurant location within Plaza 183, and again, it's highlighted in red. Um, again, regarding the Chubby Cattle, they have 5 Chubby Cattle restaurants at various locations around the country, with 3 new restaurants coming soon to Houston, Texas, to Los Angeles, Little Tokyo, California, and Roland Heights, California. This is the proposed floor plan for Chubby Cattle. In addition to the exterior remodel planned by the property owner, Chubby Cattle has also submitted plans for an interior tenant improvements that will be processed separately from the proposed exterior improvements. The proposed restaurant interior work includes new furniture, finishes, decor and patron areas, non-bearing walls, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing upgrades. This is the proposed north elevation as proposed. The exterior upgrades will be applied to all 4 elevations of the existing freestanding restaurant building. The property owner will add stone veneer, Colorado stone veneer, with a chiseled limestone look to the building's decorative columns and to the center section of the existing building to match some of the enhanced materials found within Plaza 183. A stone veneer wainscot, which is Thompson Buildings material marquee type, will also be added at the base of the restaurant building, again, to match some of the enhanced materials that you find out in Plaza 183. This is the proposed south elevation. All of the building's exterior stucco will be painted a Glidden natural white, and the trims will be painted a Glidden authentic brown. This is the proposed east elevation. The existing buttress columns on the building will be reconfigured to 8-inch by 12-inch vertical accent columns and will be painted an authentic brown color to match the trims. Lastly, on the elevations, provided new tenant signs will be added by Chubby Cattle, and those will be installed via a separate permit. And this is the west elevation. This is a perspective rendering looking northwest that was provided by the applicant to illustrate the proposed exterior remodel. Upon completion, the exterior of the building will be upgraded and complement the Santa Barbara-inspired architectural design theme found in the Plaza 183 shopping center. This is the proposed material and color board showing the interior and exterior finishes for the building, which have been provided on the dais for the Planning Commission's review. At this time, it's recommended that the Planning Commission review and discuss the Chubby Cattle Restaurant's proposed exterior remodel, obtain public testimony regarding the project, and then provide staff with comments on the proposed project for incorporation into the administrative review and approval of the project. This ends the PowerPoint presentation. This project is categorically exempt from CEQA. We received no comments because this was not a public hearing item. We do have the property manager for Plaza 183 here in the audience, as well as representatives from Chubby Cattle, if you have any questions.
Thank you. So, as I understand, this is for review and comments only. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Any comments by my fellow commissioners?
I was just wanting to know, once this is administratively approved, when does the work start?
They are going to submit plans into Building and Safety Plan Check for the exterior model. It still has to be reviewed by the Building and Safety Plan Checker. So they'll go in after this meeting. We could get them into Building and Safety Plan Check. then, building plan check is typically 4 to 6 weeks, and then they may provide corrections. I'm not sure. This is a minor thing, so I
Mhm.
wouldn't think it would have too much involved in it. And then they can get permits after that.
So based on conversations with the builder, when do we think it would be open?
Well, we could ask the applicant if they have a construction schedule, like if they have a time frame. I haven't. It hasn't been revealed to me yet.
Okay. I was just trying to get a general idea, like when it would be available for like my birthday or a Christmas dinner or something like that. So
If I may, I'm the general manager for the
s-
property.
we'll need to open the public comments. Oh, yeah,
The public comments section is now open.
Apologies.
no worries.
Podium.
For the record, my name's Samantha Lopez, general manager for the property. The intent is, should we go with the timeline that we're intending to go with, fall opening, October would be the goal. Again, subject to permitting and such. So
Yeah.
maybe for your birthday, we
Well,
hope.
my birthday's in May, but
Oh, sorry.
my
May
anniversary's in September,
2025.
so I think I
But
found a place for my anniversary
October.
dinner.
October is the goal, if
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah,
but this year.
I looked you guys up online.
Yes.
Looks great. I think it'll be a great addition to the city.
Thank you. Excuse me.
No, I have nothing else.
Thank you. Public section. Are there anybody else in the audience who would like to say anything on this subject? Seeing none, we close the public comment section. Any comments from my fellow Commissioner Polito? Thank you. Since we don't have any thing to approve, do we move on to the next item on the agenda?
Yes, that is correct, Chair. We can go ahead and move on to item 8A, which is communications from the Department of Community Development. So tonight I have one report, and that is to introduce the Cerritos Planning Commission to the City of Cerritos' new senior planner, Jeremy Lowe. We are very happy to have him with us with the city. He comes to us with a bachelor's degree in landscape architecture from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and a master's degree in city and regional planning from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Prior to joining the city of Cerritos, Jeremy was the associate planner for the town of Los Altos Hills in Northern California. So we're very honored and delighted to have Jeremy with us, and we'll be having him before you, the Planning Commission, at the next upcoming meeting. So if you wouldn't mind, I'll turn it over to Jeremy to see if he has any comments for the commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Aguila. Again, my name is Jeremy Lowe, the Senior Planner for the City of Cerritos. I'm looking forward to getting acclimated and then beginning to work with this commission and with my new coworkers.
Thank you. Congratulations and welcome aboard.
Thank you, Chair.
Comments from my fellow commissioners.
Just want to say thank you for answering my questions and letting me ask a little more about the ordinance thing. I think that's important. I honestly didn't realize that there was a city ordinance about that. So I learned something tonight. Thank you for that. And welcome to the team. You're joining a great team. These guys do a lot of hard work and always bring us really good data. And I know you'll be just another one in the team that will be able to do that for us. So thank you and welcome.
Commissioner Polito?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Want to echo to congratulate and welcome Jeremy to the city staff. And then just another couple things. Want to wish our ABC Families Administration, faculty, and staff a safe and relaxing spring break. Happy Earth Day, which will be on April 24th. The city is holding an Arbor Day poster contest. The deadline's on Friday, so good luck to all the participants. And then lastly, just wanted to wish a happy anniversary to our wonderful city of Cerritos. Our city was incorporated on April 24th. It'll be 68 years in incorporation, which was, the year was 1956. Our family moved here in 1979, my husband's family in 1972, and so honored to raise our children in this wonderful city that we love. So the city is celebrating on April 27th with a spring fling and fireworks spectacular at the Cerritos Sports Complex. They have the 4 p.m. dance recital and live entertainment at 7 from Bruno Mars and the Hooligans. So get ready to have your dancing shoes and spot on the dance floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing there are no other items on the agenda, the meeting is adjourned.